biggest problem that we are facing has to do with legalization of our trade. I joined the Tricycle fraternity little over 3 years now, and the problems that we face in Kasua is not this different from what the others are facing. So as young men, we decided that let's come together, because if you want to get something done and you want to do it alone, there's no way you can survive. So NUTOG is a registered association under the laws of this country, and we have finally associated ourselves, affiliate ourselves with General Transport, Petroleum and Chemical Workers Union of Trade Union Congress of Ghana. Our affiliation ceremony took place just last 2 months, and the young men you see around here are not just from Accra, but they are from all over the country. The time will not permit us, I would have let them introduce themselves. When we got the information that we were giving the audience to come, I had to call on my regional executives to come with their representative from all the regions. So we have Northern region here, are you there, Tamale? That's the chairman and the secretary. Volta region, are you there? That's the chairman and the secretary. Central region, chairman and secretary. Eastern region, chairman and secretary. Then Greater Accra, chairman and secretary, and then some of the executives. Then we have Bono region. Ashanti, are we there?
Western North.
Western North, are we there? Yeah. So those from far, that's Upper East, Upper West, because of distance, they could not, because it was just yesterday I insisted they all travel down to this place. And most of them got here at dawn just to come and meet you. That should tell you how pressing this is dear to us. We are aware that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has the aim of legalizing, but most of the times you use Okada. You use Okada, and we don't know whether we are also part of the Okada, or Okada is specifically for the two ties. We are not Okada, we are Tricycle. And so legalizing the business for us will be a very big thing that would actually help us a lot in terms of our operation. If I can take you through some of the few challenges that we are facing. Police harassment is one of the major problems that we are facing in our operations. We all agree that Tricycle was first brought into this country by the NDC administration. So you can see that we are actually dotted all across the country. Just last week, we had our regional conference in Kumasi. And the aim of such conferences is to further strengthen our bond and also invite those who are yet to hear of us to come on board. Now we've kickstarted a national registration exercise, and that's one of the major reasons why we insisted to meet you. And the IT guy is here, he'll be talking much about that. You see the ID cards around their neck. Reason being that we wanted to have a complete data of all Tricycle operators all across this country, so that we can come and share the data with necessary authorities to partner with us to be able to streamline the trade. If you look through our executive summary, you get to know our mission, our vision, and what we actually stand for. We just want to make this, we believe that this Tricycle business, when it is fashioned out properly, can help to reduce the unemployment gap that we are faced with as a country. A lot of us are graduates. We have even some of our colleagues who are having masters, but because of lack of jobs, we are into this trade. So a lot of people feel that the Tricycle trade is patronized or is being handled by hooligans, let me put it that way. But reason being that we have neglected the industry, and it has given room for people to abuse the system. So if you say the thing is not legal, I keep asking this to the authority. Now the thing is in the system, and day in, day out, they remove containers of these things through our ports. Now the Indian man that import these things are giving tax waivers. This same Indian man is cool to do the business, but I, as a young man, goes to buy this equipment to use to make my daily bread. Then the policeman will stop me and be quoting me law. Are we being fair? You tell me it is not legal. Yes, of course, it might be the fact that maybe when the our transport laws were made, they didn't envisage some of these things. But the world is moving. How can we then come together to fashion out a proper mechanism to be able to add this into our mainstream transport system? And that is all that we are looking for. So our main goal here is to first of all show ourselves, introduce ourselves to you, and also to assure you of our commitment and our open door to partner with the NDC government, inshallah, if they come to power, to be able to fashion out programs that can inure to the benefit of not just NUTOG, but our mutual benefit as well. And you all know that this thing have come to reduce a lot of unemployment issues and also issues with security. A lot of those people that used to be in the ghettos are now using this to do a proper commercial work to be able to get something to feed themselves and their family. So that's why we are here. So today I will be giving a chance for the IT guy to take you through some of the data that we have taken. It's going to be a dashboard. Then you can appreciate how far we have come. And then if along the line I need to stand up and talk again, I will definitely do so. Thank you so much.
So you see, that is the problem we have to some extent as a country. Our inability to speak to factual data, inconsistency. So with all that he's saying, trust me, there are some of the time that a lot of policies around some of these things are done in speculations. And for any sector, I mean, with where we are heading towards, if you want to do anything in any sector and you don't get something like this, it really becomes very difficult. And before you realize, you formulate the policies all right, but at the point it becomes quite irrelevant because the substantial data in terms of age disparity, age distribution, literacy level, and all other things, what you might be lacking. Trust me, if I had not worked closer with them, all I thought was just some young ruffian guys who are driving these yellow bikes around. But I got closer and I spoke to, guys that are of my age, of my level in education, and they are all doing quite well. Informal sectors who are making noise all over to present you something like this, a substantial data of your message. Sometimes you'll be amazed. So, hopefully, should all things work out, we hope that our daddy will, consider the guys and then maybe hit to their. Thank you.
To ensure that it's about safety and then security. That's what the whole thing is about. So everything we do is about how to ensure that you are well secured, you have the right training to provide the service you're doing. But I'm sure in the next President Mahama's administration, we'll find a way to make sure you are properly registered, you are trained. So if you look at the first manifesto, it was actually there. But we didn't particularly mention what it's saying, but cover the whole of that. So when you are invited, one time come for training, make us available. But for me, I think from what you are doing, it appears you know what about you are well organized.
This into consideration.
Thank you, sir.
Whatever needs to be done in terms of safety, and you will also be assisted in the 24-hour economy. Yes. Yeah. Transport, transporting people, goods, services. We will need your support. We will make sure that there is enough security, there is enough police around, there is enough lighting for you to operate your business. The health sector would. I don't know if you have any, the health committee. We have about 25 different committees addressing all these issues. Security, transport, everything. You want to say something about the health aspects of it? We also intend to, in terms of building health clinics and whatever, at every lorry station, around where restaurants are. So, food is very hygienic. Conditions, sanitary conditions, and all that. But you are the health people.
I just wanted to say that I'm very excited and I'm impressed with how articulate you've been, both yourself and the gentleman that spoke about the IT. I think you're much more organized than I expected.
Thank you.
I'm from Iskalukitan constituency and I see now, before I think the taxi stations were giving the tricycles a difficulty. So it was difficult to bring tricycles. But now some of the places where the taxis were not going have agreed, and so it's coming, but in the western region it's slower. I think that when I went to Ho, I saw it everywhere. But in the western region it's a little bit, I think they are having difficulty trying to get the stations, and so even most of the tricycles, I don't see proper stations for them. And the security issues that you mentioned, when you go outside in terms of health, sometimes I see that even the tricycles are used as ambulances or sort of ambulances in the hinterlands, bringing people, because cars can go there, and sometimes motorbike or tricycles. I think that we are glad you're here. President Mahama is excited. Like Prof said, he's talked about the Okada. And I think that of course it's different. Tricycle is different from Okada. So we have heard you. I think we include tricycles, because I have a feeling tricycles is going to be even more than the Okada. So that is really the way to go. In my constituency, I've ridden some of your tricycles in the areas where the cars can go. When it rains, it gets worse. So thank you for coming. I think we understand what you're talking about. Some of us who are parliamentary candidates, we actually understand what you are going through on a daily basis. And so you came to the right place. We have heard, we have experienced some of it. And Prof and the rest of the big people will included in the next plan. And in terms of the 24-hour economy, I think that's even the best part of this whole thing, because we're going to need to collaborate on the 24-hour economy to bring goods and services in, as Prof said. When I was doing my manifesto in my constituency in terms of which markets I was going to do 24-hour economy, I included the tricycles.
Wow.
Into the whole, so it's taxi, tricycles, and Okada. We don't have that many Okada in my constituency, so it was taxis and trotro and tricycles. So thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you. But I have a personal attachment. You know, where I come from in Tamale, for those of you who are familiar, we have what we call Yolo Yolo.
The Tamale chairman is here.
Tamale is here.
The chairman is here.
Okay. Kaula. So I guess Yolo Yolo is classified as
That's the
main one. And I do go there, and sometimes I want to move around. To the point that I feel I said I was going to buy one for myself, and I'll ride it myself. So that when I'm here, I'll give it to someone to do business with. So I'm interested in the kind of policy that would affect and impact tricycle owners and users positively. So what we discuss here is also of interest to me personally, and I support policy propositions that will make your work easier, simpler, and then profitable and safe. So you are welcome, and we shall work with you.
Sure.